Hello guys and welcome back to my channel and to the clubhouse for yet another bag collection series video, your favorite. Today we're doing yet another brand, another fashion house with an illustrious history, my favorite word, the House of Prada. It was started in 1913 in Milan by a gentleman by the name of Mario Prada, and his brother Martino Prada opened a store called Fratelli Prada, which would make sense, in Milan. It was a leather goods store. Mario didn't really believe in women being in business, so he was hoping his son would take the helm when it was time to pass the crown. Unfortunately, his son had no interest in the family business, and therefore the successor of Prada at the time became Luisa Prada, his daughter. And here we are today living in the third family era of Prada with Miuccia Prada, one of the most important female designers on the planet today, at the helm. Miuccia and her husband Patrizio, though he wasn't her husband at the time, took the helm of Prada in the 1970s, and interestingly enough, it is when she introduced nylon, which as we know became the mark and the staple of the house as far as not leather goods, but handbags and luggage were concerned. They kind of became the anti-status, like the anti-snobbery brand. Unlike Gucci, unlike Louis Vuitton, they didn't have a very flashy monogram or logo except for this, you know, adorable triangle motif. It was kind of more minimalist, more based in fun colors and cool structures, some fun patterns as well. And that signature aesthetic has carried them successfully, especially the 90s were such a great decade for them. With those nylon bags, their Miuccia's first ready-to-wear collection was in the late 80s, I think in 89 even. So the 90s were really the golden decade. Prada, not unlike Gucci, also has kind of a very complicated sort of business history with the Gucci group and LVMH. So I would really recommend you guys, if you're into kind of the business of fashion, to look into that. It was a complicated relationship for a bit, but I'm so glad to see that we still have Miuccia here with Raf Simons with her at the helm, which is so exciting. I loved Raf Simons at Dior for that short period, though I don't really feel that it was the fit that Dior needed. I feel like all fashion houses and brands make an effort at one point or another, especially in recent years, to reinvent themselves. And that was Dior's first take on that, having Raf Simons at the helm. But I feel like he is such a better fit with Prada. I think that the ethos and the aesthetic of both of those designers together will kind of blend in perfectly. And Maria Grazia was made for Dior. She has brought the sparkle back, and not that the sparkle ever left at Prada, but I think Raf will do some fun things over there as well. So anyways, without babbling any longer, let's get into the 5 little Prada wonders, part of my collection right now. All right, so first up, I didn't have much of a relationship with Prada. That sounds so funny, but I never had like an attachment to Prada and its like golden decade in the 90s and the early 2000s. I kind of, though I appreciated the house for what it was, I was a Louis girl. I loved some Gucci pieces. I was more into the monogram, the flashy, the less minimalist moments from my favorite designers. So my appreciation for Prada came on later in life, though I'm so happy that I have reunited with those moments I missed in history, which we'll get to in a minute. Anyways, why am I still blabbering? First bag, here. The Prada Cahier. It must have been four years ago perhaps. We were in Paris, 4 or 5 years ago, I think 4 years. We were in Paris just walking around Saint-Honoré, and we went to the Prada store, of course, and I came across this bag, which I thought was just the first Prada bag I really had an attraction to. I love the brassy sort of golden hardware, the clasp. It really reminds me of like a Nicolier bag, like a little tiny school bag that you'd see like Madeline wear, which of course made me fawn over it even more. I didn't pick one up in Paris on that trip, but I kept my eyes out for a colorway, a size, something that really spoke to me, something that was different that would add to my collection, fill a hole that was, you know, not there. That doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? And when I saw this iteration of it on Matches.com, again, around that same period, 4 or 5 years ago, I kind of thought it was so much fun. I don't have any really leopard moments. I'm not much of a leopard girl, but sometimes I think it is that perfect pop that will kind of make an outfit. Also, I like that it's not kind of a traditional leopard or cheetah print. It's kind of more abstract, super, super warm colorway. Black hardware, great crossbody bag. I feel like the Cahier was one of those first good iterations of something you could wear across your chest, on your shoulder. And the leather, of course, is black over here. The Prada logo is in that gorgeous brassy gold hardware, a little antiqued. And on the inside, you have those the classic 2 pouches with a little envelope pouch over here. Ta-da! It's really such a beautiful bag. It's quite heavy though. If you're thinking about getting your hands on one, you have to keep that in mind. Over the years, there have been so many other great iterations of it. I love kind of the astrological like star motifs that have come out, the pretty pastels. There's always a bit of an element of color blocking most of the time with this bag. So the Cahier bag is kind of a classic if you ask me. It is the classic of the house. I prefer it to, let's not get into that. Anyways, it's one of my favorite classics from the house, and I do not regret it one bit. It's a great addition to my collection, and it's soft and it's adorable. All right, next up, this was a more recent addition. I got this Prada basket bag last summer before we left on our trip to France. We were going through wineries. We were doing a big road trip for about 3 weeks. So I figured I needed something to carry some bottles of wine. And this bag is just everything. I've loved all the different sort of styles that have come out with the wicker basket. They've done the more sort of triangular V style. I went for this classic sort of square cubic rattan basket. It's a little bit fragile. Packing it is kind of a pain, and which is kind of annoying considering where else do you wear a basket than when you're kind of trying to do resort or on vacation. But nonetheless, I absolutely love it. It fits a ton, so it would be kind of a great travel bag if you don't want to pack it. On the inside, you have just some canvas. They made it in the white, the red, tons of colors, and there's also a cute little crossbody strap, though more of a shoulder strap actually with some gold hardware. Super, super practical. Such a statement again for those summer months. I think this is absolutely adorable. It's got some cute feet too to make sure that you keep it in nice condition. And I've been having a bit of a Prada moment as of late, and I think this might be what kicked it into high gear. So big fan of this Prada basket bag. It even has a little mirror, so this guy's a cutie. And now the moment you knew was coming, the re-edition section. The next 3 bags I'm going to talk to you guys about are actually all from the recent re-editions that Prada has reissued. As I said, me and Prada didn't really have a relationship in the 90s, so I was so happy that I have a chance now to live through the golden years again with them issuing these bags. This bad boy came out at the same time, or a little bit after even, than the multi-pochette, so a lot of people thought that this was Prada's take on it, kind of ripping off that trend that Louis Vuitton had put out. But that wasn't the case. This bag actually originally came out in 2005, and the reason I love it so is because it is not only kind of a great price point for how much wear you get out of it, how durable it is, and the statement that it makes, but you can wear it in like a million ways, which is a lot of fun. Of course, you have the traditional crossbody moment, which is great with like a cool blazer, a pair of sweats. It really kind of makes any casual outfit feel intentional and like it had a vision behind it, if that makes any sense. Also, you can remove this crossbody strap and wear it just with a little chain like this, which I really like. I've even seen some girls wear the crossbody around their waist as kind of like a little belt bag, which is really cute. I've worn this bag more than any other bag I think I've ever owned. This and the Palm Spring Louis Vuitton backpack I just feel are so easy to throw on. I'm not too precious about it, which is a big issue with me, and it's absolutely beautiful. You can't go wrong with a black nylon bag, and it was probably my best purchase of 2019. Might be my most worn bag of 2020 because it's the only thing I kind of wear out of the house these days, the 4 or 5 times I have thus far. So love this Prada re-edition from 2005. It's a great bag. And because I was such a fan of the experience I had with the crossbody, I couldn't help myself after lunch one day to pick up another re-edition bag from the line in the pink. I just wanted a fun color. Originally, I was gonna get the crossbody in the red, but the black came in first, and I figured it was a great staple. So I'm so happy that I also had a little pop of color available for me to be able to style. This is a bag from the 2000s with the sort of canvas strap. I really love this guy. Again, it's an armpit bag. I've talked about them often. I don't wear it like this, but you could if you're really like committing to that sort of late 90s, early 2000s feel. Another great purchase, honestly, so durable. The price point on this one was even better than the other, though they keep going up. So I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm rubbing that in a little too much. I love the little leather detail on the zipper, and I don't know, there's nothing cuter than this bag. I'm in a very kind of adorable sort of moment in my styling habits. I can't help it. Pink just speaks to me. I like fuzzy things. I don't know. I guess I'm feeling girly, and this kind of epitomizes that, so I absolutely love this one. And finally, can't have 2 without 3, so I caved with another neutral. So though it does look quite similar to this 2000s re-edition, this one actually has the Safio leather as the strap, which is even more 90s if you ask me, and I loved the tone of this nude. I really don't have a lot of beiges or nudes in my collection up here. I don't really wear warm tones that much, but this felt like a cooler tone. Oh, and look, this also a cooler tone beige, so I figured I could pair it with so many different things. The price point, again, is what really kept me buying a third one. I wouldn't do the whole like 3-4 saddle situation again ever in my life, but I couldn't help myself, and I reach for them all the time. Well, You know, I would have if I left the house a little bit more these days. But before we started quarantine, I did reach for them quite a bit. And I also splurged on getting the matching padded headbands because this became kind of my favorite thing to wear over the holidays last year and during the fall. So I loved having 3 matchy moments to kind of complete every outfit. And though this one hasn't gotten much wear yet, I look forward to pairing it with, you know, this look later on when I leave the house for my walk. Who am I kidding? I'm not going for a walk. And just like that, that concludes my Prada bag collection. I know, right? I bet, oh wait, I have one more. Ha! Just when I was about to sign off, I looked around and I remembered that I had one more Prada bag, my first ever Prada bag, and I hadn't talked to you guys about it yet. Here it is, a big envelope clutch with that quintessential golden Prada logo. This was such a statement when I bought it. I thought it was so cool. It still is so cool. I used to go out quite a bit when I purchased this bag. So this became the ultimate sort of club bar-going clutch because you could fit so much in it, and because it's sequins, quite, you know, it doesn't damage too much when you spill champagne all over it. I know that sounds a lot better than it was. I swear. It's just one big pouch, kind of reminiscent to those big, I think they were called Limelight clutches that Marc Jacobs did for Louis Vuitton, which I have a couple of, and we'll talk of when we get to Louis in the bag collection series. But I can't believe I almost forgot this guy. My first ever Prada bag. You know, a little pink, a little black, a little sparkle. Quintessential 2000s Claude. I hate referring to myself in the third person. Blah. I feel like I don't trust myself now. I'm like looking around, I'm like, did I forget something? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this installment from the bag collection series. We're really nearing third base. That's sports reference. Anyways, we're almost done, so don't worry. Louis is coming soon. Until then, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when my next video goes up, usually once a week. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more like it, and let me know in the comment box below what you'd like to see next. But until then, guys, have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.